So next step, put some wood preserver. Needs 3 coats. So just these boards here. Actually, my son has done them already. Some of them, not these last 3. So I'll just do those, and the board at the back. Everything else he's done the first coat for, so that's good. So I will get on with that now. Well, it was pretty easy to use. Goes straight on. Very easy. Need to wait 24 hours for the next coat now. Might give another coat to these posts because they don't look like they've been done, even though my son tells me he's done them. I think I'll do another coat just in case. So 42 meters of 4x2 C24 sawn timber has arrived. It's not quite the same dimensions as the existing stuff, which was 4x2 inches. Seems pretty difficult to get at the moment. So this, once it's sawn, is actually 95 mil by 47 rather than 50 by 104. So slightly narrower dimensions, but because it's C24 rated, it should be up to the job. And I just need to create a little spacer beneath it so that it sits in the joist supports and will be at the right height. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. So it's a new day. Plan for today is to create a couple of joists here, cut them down. Reason being that whilst I'm not quite ready to fit them yet, I'm a little bit concerned that if I don't fit any, then could get a little bit of bowing between the horizontal joists. This one here, and there is that one there. So I want to put just measure a couple of joists and just make sure they fit before I do any more destruction. Then I'm going to rip out all of these rotten ones in this next section up to here, this horizontal joist here. So basically up to the side of the house here. So that's the plan for today. A lot of these clearly are rotten. Meanwhile, my son will give a second coat of wood preserver to the bit that we did the first coat to yesterday, and then he'll do a third coat hopefully tomorrow. We'll see. And then I can start fitting some joists, and then we'll start sort of phase 2, if you like, the wood preserving on this bit. So I've measured my piece at 193.5 centimeters. It's now in the saw, ready to go, lined up against my mark. Just move it half a millimeter or so, just to make sure it's right. It's the first time I've used this miter saw, so I have checked that everything's tight. Obviously I've got all my protective gear, gloves, glasses, etc. So let's give it a go. So that's the first joist cut to length. Fits perfectly, very good. Now the problem is that because these are 4x2 metric size rather than 4x2 imperial inches, they're actually a bit shorter, not quite as wide as the old joists. So what I did is I created a 1 centimeter spacer, which I shall then put underneath here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half, use one at each end, drill a small hole in the middle of here, screw and glue it into the bottom so that it's the perfect size. So there are my 2 spacers. I'm going to use the pillar drill here, which I borrowed from my dad, to just drill 2 holes in the middle so that when I screw them in, it doesn't split the wood. Job done. And these will get dipped in wood preserver before I screw them on. You have it, with the spacer at the bottom just rested in at the moment. is perfectly flat. Superb.